I want you to think about something for a second before I explain what this video is actually about. How many days this month did you do your full skincare routine? Cleanse, treat, moisturize, the whole thing, properly. Now how many days did you do the one thing I am about to describe? If you are like most people watching this, the second number is 0. And that is not a guess. That is what almost every single person says when I ask them this question directly. Because the thing I am talking about is not a product, it is not a step you add to your daily routine. It is something that happens once a month, takes about 20 minutes, and is quietly the reason some people's skin looks like it is operating on a completely different level than everyone else's, despite doing roughly the same daily routine as the rest of us. Here is what your skin is actually doing every single day that you never see. Dead skin cells, environmental buildup, the residue of every product you have applied, oil that your daily cleanser did not fully remove, all of it accumulates in microscopic layers that your normal routine simply is not designed to address. Your daily cleanser is built for daily maintenance. It is not built for excavation. And over the course of about 4 weeks, that accumulation reaches a point where your skin barrier is functionally working through a layer of buildup just to let your serums and moisturizers reach the cells that actually need them. This is why people sometimes feel like a product stopped working even though nothing about the product changed. It did not stop working. It stopped reaching your skin. I want to explain the actual biology here, because once you understand it, you will never look at a monthly deep treatment as optional again. Your skin renews itself on a cycle that takes roughly 4 weeks for most adults, slowing as you get older. New cells form at the base of your epidermis and slowly migrate upward, eventually reaching the surface as the dead, flattened cells you are supposed to be shedding constantly. In a perfectly functioning system, this shedding happens invisibly and continuously. But environmental exposure, product residue, sebum, and incomplete daily cleansing slow that shedding process down. The dead cells do not fall away cleanly. They sit there, layer upon layer, creating a kind of cellular traffic jam right at the surface of your skin. And every single thing you apply afterward, your vitamin C, your retinol, your moisturizer, your sunscreen, has to get through that jam before it can do anything at all. Most of it simply cannot. It sits on top of dead cells and either evaporates or gets wiped away the next time you cleanse, having done almost nothing of what it was formulated to do. The thing you are skipping is a proper deep exfoliation and mask day, not a quick scrub. Not the 5-minute clay mask you do when you remember and rinse off while you are already thinking about the next thing on your list. An actual, dedicated 20-minute session, once a month, that does 3 specific things your daily routine cannot. First, a physical or chemical exfoliation that goes beyond surface dead skin and actually clears the buildup sitting in your pores and along your skin's texture. If you are using a chemical exfoliant, give it the full recommended contact time rather than rinsing early out of habit. If you are using a physical exfoliant, use gentle, circular pressure rather than scrubbing aggressively, which causes micro tears that undermine the entire point of the treatment. Second, a mask period of at least 15 minutes, not the 5 most people rush through while scrolling their phone. Most masks are formulated assuming a full penetration window, and the difference between 5 minutes and 15 is not minor. It is frequently the difference between a mask doing nothing and a mask doing exactly what it promised on the label. Third, an extraction or pore clearing step. Even something as simple as a gentle steam, followed by careful, minimal extraction, that addresses what has been sitting trapped beneath the surface for weeks, completely invisible to you, until it either clears or becomes a breakout. There is a specific order to these 3 steps that most people get backwards, and the order matters more than people realize. Steam and gentle extraction should come before your mask, never after, because opened pores allow the mask's active ingredients to penetrate far more effectively than they would through pores that are still closed and congested. Doing this out of order is one of the quiet reasons people follow all 3 steps correctly and still feel like the results were underwhelming. The sequence is not a minor detail. It is the difference between a mask sitting on the surface and a mask actually reaching the layer of skin it was designed to treat. Here is why the single day changes the other 27. Once that monthly buildup is cleared, every single product you use for the following weeks works differently. Your serum is not fighting through residue to reach your skin, it is reaching it directly, at full strength, exactly as it was formulated to perform. Your moisturizer is not sealing in buildup along with hydration. It is sealing in hydration alone, which is the entire reason moisturizer works at all. People who do this consistently every month describe their skin as looking better for the entire month that follows, not just the day after the treatment. That is not a coincidence, and it is not placebo. That is what happens when you remove the barrier between your daily effort and your actual skin, and let every single thing you have already been doing finally reach its intended target. There is also a compounding effect that almost nobody talks about, which is what happens across several months of doing this consistently rather than once. Skin that gets this kind of monthly deep treatment develops a healthier baseline turnover rate over time. The cellular traffic jam we talked about earlier becomes less severe each cycle because you are not allowing 4 straight weeks of unaddressed buildup to become the new normal your skin is constantly fighting against. People who maintain this monthly habit for 6 months or longer frequently report that even their bad skin days are better than their good skin days used to be before they started. That is the compounding part. It is not just that this month looks better. It is that next month starts from a healthier place than this month did, and the month after that starts from somewhere healthier still. Think of it the way you would think of a savings account rather than a single payment. 1 month of doing this gives you 1 month of better results. But 6 consecutive months means your skin is never starting from the same depleted baseline twice. Each cycle is building on top of a slightly healthier foundation than the one before it, which is precisely why people who have been doing this for a year often say their skin barrier finally feels resilient in a way it never did when they were only focused on daily products and ignoring the monthly reset entirely. The reason most people skip this is almost always the same reason. It does not feel urgent. There is no visible crisis prompting it, the way a breakout or sudden dryness prompts immediate action and a trip to buy something new. It is a maintenance step for a problem you cannot see accumulating until it has already cost you weeks of mediocre results from products that were never actually broken, never actually wrong for your skin, just never actually reaching it. We are conditioned to respond to visible problems. This is an invisible one, which is exactly why it gets skipped month after month, while the daily routine, the visible, habitual, easy-to-track part, gets all of the attention and all of the product budget. It is the same psychological pattern that makes people happily buy a new serum the moment their skin looks dull, but never think to ask why a perfectly good serum stopped delivering the results it gave them in the first place. The product gets blamed. The buildup, invisible and unglamorous, never does. So here is what I want you to do. Pick 1 day this month. Put it on your calendar like an appointment, not a someday maybe that quietly never happens. 20 minutes. Exfoliate properly with the correct contact time for your product. Mask for 15 minutes minimum, not 5. Finish with a gentle steam and careful extraction if your skin tolerates it. Do this every single month. Same week if it helps you remember it the way you remember any other recurring commitment, and watch what happens to the other 27 days you were already showing up for. You were not doing anything wrong this whole time. You were just missing the 1 day that was always going to make the rest of them count.